On Super Sunday, we have 4 Super Bowlers gunning for top prize money. A 1-year Denny's PBA Tour exemption. It's the 2000 Bear Atlanta Classic from Brunswick Zone in Norcross, Georgia, near Atlanta. Dave Ryan joined by Rander Peterson, along with 4 bowlers who are ready to roll.
He's a 3-time All-American from St. John's University. Today he makes his 2nd career TV Finals appearance from Green Lawn, New York, Michael Fagan.
Hey, how about some bowling football comparisons? Mike Fagan is our Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both are young guns. Both are looking to etch their names in history by winning their first ever championship.
He has 3 career Denny's PBA Tour titles, including this season's USBC Masters. From Amarillo, Texas, Mike Scroggins.
Mike Scroggins, our version of Matt Hasselbeck, quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. No, not because they have the same hairdo, but because when they're firing on all cylinders, they're almost unbeatable.
With 6 career tour titles, today marks his 4th TV Finals of the season. From Simpsonville, South Carolina, Tommy Jones.
Tommy Jones, bowling's version of Jerome Bettis, the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not because Tommy likes to plow into defensive linemen, but because when his ball hits the pins, it hits like a bus.
Making his 5th TV Finals of the season, he has 6 career tour titles. The 2005 PBA Player of the Year from Tarrytown, New York, Patrick Allen.
Sean Alexander, running back, Seattle Seahawks, league MVP. Patrick Allen, reigning Player of the Year. Need I say more?
One time, Harrisburg! One time! Yeah!
These are your finalists competing for the title in the 2006 Bear Atlanta Classic.
Welcome, bowling fans, to suburban Atlanta on the day the Seahawks and Steelers battle in Super Bowl 40. We preview Sundays are for bowling, too. We have a great field for you. 3 of the 4 finalists in the thick of the Player of the Year award race, including last year's winner, Patrick Allen. Hey, let's check those matchups.
Oh, you got it, Dave. Mike Scroggins gets by Doug Kent in 6 games. The same with Michael Fagan taking out Tony Reyes. Look what Tommy Jones did to Wes Malott, the #1 ranked player on tour. Sweeps him 4-0. And a great 7-game match as Patrick Allen takes out Amleto Monicelli.
All right, Randy, joined now by the 2 semifinals. First of the day, Michael Fagan, we'll start with you. Your last TV appearance, your only TV show, November of 2003. It's been a long time. How do you best overcome the nerves returning today?
Well, I think I'm just going to take it one shot at a time. Mike's a great bowler, and I think if I can put a nice game together, maybe we can move on to the title match.
Who's your pick? Steelers, Seahawks?
I'll go with the favorite. We'll go with Steelers.
All right. He's a Pittsburgh fan. Mike Scroggins, dream season for you, your 4th show of this year. Your career best is 5 a couple of years back. How do you best explain the success?
I don't know. I know one thing. Mike's going to win this first match.
And how about the Super Bowl? What's your pick?
I like Seattle.
All right, 2 different picks here, Randy. First ever TV head-to-head matchup. Mike and Mike show here. On the Viper pattern, it's 43 feet.
The favorite going with the underdog. I like that. Viper pattern, 37 feet. Short in distance equals friction down the lane. The righties, they'll move in and they'll try to throw to a spot. But keep in mind, they get it too far to the right, the ball's Gonzola. The lefties are going to play pretty straight up first arrow. Keep in mind, on this pattern this week, Mike Scroggins had the nuts.
November 23rd, Randy, 2003. Last time Michael Fagan was on TV. He's got a 4-pin here. You know the nerves have just got to be overflowing for the 25-year-old, who was the 2nd youngest member of the PBA Tour right now behind Just Bill O'Neill. He was 24 years plus. Takes care of his mark. And maybe the nerves start to calm a bit. What do you think it's like for Mike all that time between shows?
Well, I know what it's like, and I don't think it's so much the fact that it's been a couple years in between shows. I think it's just his lack of experience on television, this being only his second show, and he hasn't won yet. So just lack of experience is all.
Shot of beauty for Mike Scroggins, coming to us from Amarillo, Texas, who bids for a second title. He is on the verge of 42 years old. Next month he'll have his birthday, leading us to the Ace Hardware matchup first of the day, Randy.
Yeah, we talked about it in the oil pattern. This is what we're talking about. 32 pins a game higher in match play than young Michael Fagan. He's got his work cut out for him, Dave.
Scroggins bids for his first ever multi-title season. Tough split early for Mike Scroggins, who's faced with a very difficult challenge in just his second frame of the day.
Mike Scroggins looks for hold, and in warm-ups, his ball reaction on that left lane looked kind of funky. He's got to get the ball over here to the right side of the 3-pin, throw it over into the 7.
Whiffs instead an early open frame. And I know Mike Scroggins hates to think about it, but Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania missed 2 7-pins, had a couple of opens. Came back to appear on the show in Albany the next week, but lost. Now in his early appearance, returning to TV here, second half of our season, an open frame. We'll see how he rebounds. Big arm swing, Michael Fagan. 10-pin for him, coming to us from Long Island, New York. Didn't start bowling till he was about 14 or so, he told us last night in our interview with him. He's had a couple of nice finishes, including 6th in Tulsa, an event won by Tommy Jones. It was the second semifinal today, facing Patrick Allen. What a match that'll be. Another mark for Michael Fagan. 4th year on tour for Michael. A PBA member since 2002. And 20th ranked on tour. So he's certainly in the number to be exempt, but love to clinch it today with his first ever title.
And that's the easy route. You see this grip that Michael Fagan uses. We can get a shot at it. It's called a Sarge Easter grip. Full fingertip in his middle finger. The ring finger is like a semi or a conventional grip, and it helps to reduce rev rate. Mike Devaney uses it out here. Robert Smith was using it for a while, and the whole purpose behind that is to try to cut down on hook.
Michael was very confident that with the fresh oil, he would get off to a good start. And so far, he's looked strong. All 4 bowlers did get a chance to warm up on the TV pair. Almost had the exact same lead, the 3-7, instead just the 3 for Scroggins. What's going on here?
Well, his ball's not getting up to the pocket. And the lanes look like they're kind of tight down the lane. Remember, we talked about 37 feet. Normally, when you run them that short, you have friction down the lane. And Mike Scroggins doesn't have a whole lot of friction down the lane. He goes to a more aggressive bowling ball, and that ball still doesn't make it up.
Early on, down by 13 pins, the lefty. One of 2 southpaws of the show with Patrick Allen. Big discussion point with Mike Scroggins as we see his road to TV. He was the #1 seed. Out of the round of 64, the 2 7-game qualifying blocks. It's the second time this year, and the only 2 times the top seed has made TV. The last time for Scroggins, and the top seed out of that 14-game block was in Albany, but he didn't win that. He lost to eventual champ Mike Wolf. So today, this Mike going for a win. Still can't quite find the pocket. Now, storylines with Mike Scroggins. One-dimensional bowler.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he likes to go straight. That's his forte. That's what he's best at. And he looks for hold. He looks for mistake area to the inside part of the lane. And when he has that, he takes full advantage of it. I mean, he almost always makes the show or leads the qualifying when he's got that kind of look. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he has that look today.
Takes care of the single pin.
I think, quite honestly, Dave, you can really only get away with that on today's tour if you're left-handed, due to the simple fact that there's not as much traffic on the left side. The lanes don't break down as much. The downside to that is if the lanes are bad to begin with on the left side of the lane, really hard to create a better look.
So early on, Michael Fagan works on a double. Chance to go up here by 24. Will do it. His road to TV, 28th seed compared to the top seed Mike Scroggins. His opponent in this semifinal got by the legendary Walter Ray Williams Jr. We will flash back to last year's event here later in our show today. And Walter Ray hit the big four, first and only time done on TV. And Tony Reyes as well, defeated in the round of 8. Good match we saw here on Friday. Good shot here for Fagan. Gonna take a big lead. 4-pin.
Well, that was a big shot because he could have really taken a big lead after 5 frames, but instead he's still going to be in the 2-0s with a spare here, and Mike Scroggins can actually get up and double, strike in the 5th and 6th, and only trail by like 13. I think it's interesting to note, though, Dave, that Michael Fagan's playing the lanes exactly the same way he played them when he beat Walter Ray in the round of 32. He went real straight, and for a high-rev guy, you know, this is all part of the learning curve for him. He comes out on tour, he's a big hook guy, throws this really sick, giant hook rainbow, and learns in a hurry that, you know, he has to be more than one-dimensional in order to survive out here. And sure enough, he's worked on a straighter game, and it got him by Walter Ray.
Meanwhile, Scroggins way light on that hit, and a washout with a head pin in the 7-pin still for Mike Scroggins, who just can't find the pocket.
And there really isn't no other way to describe what's happening right now with Mike Scroggins other than the fact that he doesn't have the same ball reaction that he's had all week. He led the qualifying, averaged 237 in match play, and now all of a sudden can't hit the pocket.
But remember, that top seed out of qualifying has not won a title yet. Trying to cover, gets the 7 late. Nice hit for Mike Scroggins, who takes care of a very difficult spare. Big shot.
Yeah, he makes the washout, but the head pin normally does the work here, and it's not the head pin that takes out the 7. It was the 3-pin coming out of the back. Now I think I know why Walter Ray made the big 4 here last year. Right there. And that's big because it avoids an open frame.
A lot of fun to look back at that moment. The event won by Norm Duke here. Norm's 22nd career title. Scroggins down by 27 though. Needs to start striking in a hurry, and there is a good start toward that end. Striking the 6th for Scroggins. When we come back, we'll break down the second semifinal. It is a beauty, folks. You won't want to miss it. Tommy Jones, Patrick Allen, 2 of the best superstars head-to-head. The other semi wraps up too. Our first semifinal, Michael Fagan, Mike Scroggins underway from near Atlanta. Fagan bids for his first title. Scroggins for number 2 on the season. Hello and welcome everyone to suburban Atlanta. Glad to have you with us. Live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour here on ESPN. Dave Bryan alongside Randy Peterson as usual, along with our entire crew. Randy, talk about dream matchup in semifinal number 2. Patrick Allen, Tommy Jones, 2 of the big superstars of our tour, and they're head-to-head today.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great matchup. Tommy Jones, in my opinion, the most feared player on the tour. His game has come full circle. He's made the show on every named oil pattern out here, so he's not just a one-dimensional guy who likes to hook it. And he's the one guy you don't want to bowl in match play. On the other side of the lane, it's Patrick Allen, the reigning player of the year, having another stellar season with 1 win and 5 shows under his belt. It may be a bit too early to talk about player of the year race with 3 majors remaining, but keep in mind what Patrick Allen did in those majors. Well, he won 1 and finished 2nd in 2 others.
Randy, 3 of our 4 bowlers on the show today, including Mike Scroggins, in the running for the top 4 spots on the points list. They get an automatic trip into the round of Super 16 at the Denny's World Championship in March that bypasses qualifying, the prestigious 3rd of our 4 majors this year. Now, minimum points are included in that list you see there. And a very good opportunity for perhaps one of the 2 to take over the points lead at the very top with a win. Here it's our first semifinal. 27-pin lead for young Michael Fagan from Long Island. off the commercial break. Strong shot for Fagan. All Fagan in match play. The averages for young Michael this week. Looks for the double. 7th frame, chance for a 37-pin lead. Took advantage of an early open 2nd frame from Scroggins. .47.
Hey, you can tell he starts to get a little comfortable when he starts throwing it a little faster. One of the things that Mike said he's been working on is trying to slow his ball speed down, and I don't think his friends have ever seen him go quite this straight before. This is down and in, and for a high rev guy, I mean, it takes a lot of work, a lot of practice to learn how to back your hand out of it and go that straight.
He grew up, he tells us, trying to emulate Pete Weber's delivery. Gary PDW, the Hall of Famer, the best ever in PBA history. But versatility, being able to do much more with the bowling ball for Mike Fagan has brought him back to TV. First time since November of '03. See the numbers for Scroggins there. Gets late help, and 10 down for Mike, who had a long stretch between wins. He's got 3 career titles. But over the last couple years, and 5 shows 2 years ago, just 1 last season, but now 4 shows, and we've got a long way to go with 3 majors. He won the Masters. Scroggins is here to stay.
Made more money in the last 3 seasons than he did in 13 out here. Winning his first major this season, USBC Masters.
Avoids what would have been a very difficult split to overcome. The 8th frame after a strike in 6 and 7. Now down 18 pins is Scroggins.
I guarantee you, Mike Scroggins right now feels like he's bowling in a phone booth where he has to fit the ball on the lane to get it to the pocket, something he hasn't felt all week long. You know, we talk about players being able to shoot big scores. You don't average 237 by splitting boards. You have a little bit of room left and right.
Well, a moment ago, folks, Randy and I told you about the big match coming up. Tommy Jones, Patrick Allen, 2 of the tour's biggest superstars, and they match up here in Norcross, Georgia, near Atlanta. Lefty-righty. Denny's Tour. PBA superstars. Going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Right now, Michael Fagan can strike out and shoot 238. The best Mike Scroggins can do is 210. One more strike here and a mark in the 10th frame, and Michael Fagan's going to bowl for his first title ever.
Very calm demeanor for Michael Fagan, and you just get the feeling that when he got to this point again in TV, he'd be okay with the pressure. Look at the match play comparisons with the strikes between these two. Not a lot for Fagan, but he's got a big lead now. Foundation frame. Up 28. High shot. 310.
Without a conversion here, he lets Mike Scroggins right back in the match. If he doesn't convert, Mike Scroggins can step up in the 9th and 10th frame and strike out and steal this match away. With a conversion, Michael Fagan can still control his own destiny by striking out in the 10th frame.
Chops it. And the 10 stands for an open frame. The door is wide open now for Scroggins. Things change.
It sure is, because the best Michael Fagan can shoot now is 206. Scroggins can strike out, throw 4 in a row right here for 210.
He would be able to bail out a huge victory when it looked like he was done. There's one. Scroggins is 8-14 all time. On TV, does have the 3 titles. And he'll call for a re-rack. PBA.com is your best source for all the latest PBA news, stats, fan polls, and player features, including Life on Tour blogs written by the pros themselves. Also, all the news officially licensed PBA apparel, and merchandise is available at the PBA's online store. All that and more at PBA.com. Log on today. Re-rack for Scroggins to think this one over. That's what he needs.
This is a guy who knows how to strike, Dave. In 1999 in league, he averaged 256 for the season. Right now, it's a question of whether or not he can get it online and make 3 great shots in the 10th.
Late hit on number 7, and down she goes. He takes the lead.
Part of the reason why he had so much success this week is because he carries hits like this. That ball not doing a whole lot down the lane, but I'll tell you what, his pin carry is phenomenal. That 16-pound ball with that type of roll that he has, that little spinning kind of roll, creates a lot of pin carry. Mike Scroggins now needs 1 more and 7 to advance.
There's the strike. He's come all the way back in this one. 7 pins on this ball, and he advances to the final to take on the winner of Patrick Allen, Tommy Jones.
Yeah, and it was the shot in the 9th frame that's going to end up costing Michael Fagan. Got it in just a pinch. Not a lot of mistake area on both sides of the lane. Gets it in a hair, pays the price. He's a 310, fails to convert. Right now, Mike Scroggins 7 pins away from advancing the bull for the title.
How about 9 instead? He will head to the finals. The bowler who is 3rd ranked on tour in points. The leader in prize money, the leader in average.
Hi, Ross. Hi, Will. Hi, Maggie.
It's a shout out for all his family back home. His 3 kids in Amarillo, Texas. Wife Melanie watching closely as well. They were there in person in Albany. It was the first time Melanie had seen Mike bowl since 1997 live on the PBA Tour in person. His kids had never seen him. It was very disappointing, Mike told us, to lose early in that tournament on TV to Mike Wolf in the semis. Redemption today.
Well, he said he wasn't prepared, for that show. He goes in thinking he's going to have the same look, same ball reaction. Wasn't prepared, didn't have anything else to go to in terms of equipment. He said, Randy, I guarantee you, Sunday I'll be prepared. And apparently he was, because what looked like was going to be a disastrous game, he somehow found a way and pulled it out.
Takes advantage of the huge open frame in the foundation 9th frame for Fagan. This is just Michael's 2nd ever TV show, and he falls to Mike Scroggins in his 4th show of this season. Scroggins bids for a 2nd tour, but out to take out 2 of the best. The winner of the match coming up next. Patrick Allen, Tommy Jones, Scroggins to the final. More from Atlanta next. Survival for Mike Scroggins. He is off to the final, taking care of Michael Fagan in just his 2nd ever TV appearance, 209-196. Special hello and thanks to Rich Valentine, Director of Operations, Brunswick Retail. Doing a great job helping us get this event launched here in suburban Atlanta. The Bear Atlanta Classic coming up. You will not want to miss this one, folks. Don't touch that remote control. Tommy Jones, Patrick Allen, head-to-head matchup. 2 of the tour's biggest superstars going at it here in Atlanta. Should be a great one to watch. All-time tour title list. Well, where's Walter Ray been this year? No TV. Does have the 40 titles. He's 1 shy of Earl Anthony's record. Last year, Walter involved in some incredible history, not winning a title, but chasing that along with Norm Duke. It was Walter Ray Williams Jr.'s 2nd chance to tie Earl Anthony's all-time tour title record of 41.
Well, when Walter's chasing this record, this seemingly unsurpassable record that Earl has put up, then, of course, every week he's going to have the attention and attraction. Fans are going to be into it. And that week they had the fans out.
Well, winning a title is not easy to do. And, when it seems like you're going for a milestone like that, it seems like, yeah, there's a little extra pressure. But when I'm actually out there bowling, I don't really think about it. I'm thinking about my target and executing and all that. And then hopefully the pins cooperate. And unfortunately, after I won my 40th title, pins weren't cooperating at all. I mean, it was, in fact, the opposite. And the only break I did get was picking up the big 4. And I kind of decided that to pick up a big split like that, you're actually better off to hit the inside of the pin. So I was actually trying for the left side of the 6th pin, hit the right side of it. So I'm like, well, I made a bad shot. There's no way it's going to bounce out. And then it bounces out. I mean, as you can see, I was like turning around, and and then it's like, oh, I saw it fall. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How'd that fall down?
But the day belonged to Norm Duke. After defeating Tony Reyes in the semifinals, he took on and took out Ryan Schaefer in the finals with 6 strikes in his first 7. And then, just with a mark needed in the 10th, this strike wrapped it up for Norm Duke, his 22nd career title.
After I'd won, I felt the glow, you know, and I thought, well, I could use a fan. So I'm fanning myself at the Walter Rays on the end. I don't know if he liked that too much, but he didn't seem to mind when he was taking my money on the golf course a couple weeks later.
Great moment last year for Norm Duke. On the road to the Denny's PBA Tour, it marks the 2nd PBA event ever held in the state of West Virginia coming up. The only prior event, 1965 that state when Emerson Lanes hosted the tour events. Leading right up to that 63rd U.S. Open. Can't wait for that one. And that is at Brunswick Zone, Carolier, North Brunswick, New Jersey. The 2nd straight year that center will host the U.S. Open, 14th time. It's hosted a Denny's PBA Tour event. Chris Barnes won his first major at the event last year, and the winner of that event 1/3 the way toward winning the $1 million Jackson Hewitt Challenge. To win all those last 3 majors and a record $1 million on the line. Coming up here on ESPN's coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour, we have got a tremendous matchup. Emotion, intensity, superstars on display. PA, TJ, don't go away. Back here in suburban Atlanta, Mike Scroggins has defeated Michael Fagan in the first semifinal. Our dream matchup on Super Sunday, 2 Super Bowlers, Jones and Allen in the 2nd semi. And PA, let's start with you. You told us you're a bit disappointed in your appearance last week in Birmingham. What is it like to get a chance at redemption the very next week?
Well, obviously, you always want to get a chance at redemption. To make the show back-to-back weeks is something to be proud of. A lot of people have done that, but a lot of people haven't. So, you know, I threw 3 bad shots last week, and I paid for 2 of them, so we're going to try and make that 0 today.
Let's get your pick. Steelers, Seahawks, what do you think?
Steelers.
Steeler guy. Tommy, first TV appearance for you since Hammond, Indiana, when you lost to Pete Weber. You told us last night in the interview that you had things to work on. What specifically needed to get improved?
My timing just got a little off, and it was something that my feet got too fast. And our sales rep, John Gaines, came out and helped us out this week, and things are better, so Patrick and I are about to have a good match.
And who do you like? Big game.
Seattle.
Seattle. AFC pick, NFC pick. You never know here. Randy, let's look at the Dexter approach, and our subject is Tommy Jones.
How to create power by Tommy Jones. We're going to show you. First, it helps to be athletic. Check out this athletic position, the high backswing, but look at where this hand is on the inside part of the bowling ball. And watch what he does in the downswing. Talk about it a lot. A little bent elbow. That's going to create a lot of revolutions at the bottom of the swing. Notice that the hand and the elbow are to the inside part of the ball, and then the fingers behind. Watch what it does. That's sick.
TJ, subject of this week's Dexter approach. With changes earlier this decade, the Denny's PBA Tour, the idea of the exempt field, 64 of the world's top bowlers to match up superstars on TV. Today, we've realized that. All 10 down. Little pirouette from Patrick Allen. I like the fancy footwork. Tiptoeing down the sideline for a touchdown.
If we can get a replay, I don't think I've ever seen him move this fast. Watch this. It was like he was getting attacked by a swarm of bees. That was good.
Well, for a second it was a 7-10, then it was a strike. Second ever TV head-to-head between these two. Jones has the 1-0 lead, just one matchup. Tommy has all 10 down. Leading us to the Ace Hardware matchup, second semifinal of the day to see who takes on Mike Scroggins for the title.
And again, it's the same kind of thing we saw in the first match. The lefty out averaging the righty in the first match. Mike Scroggins took out Michael Fagan. We'll see if PA can take out Tommy Jones and make it an all-lefty matchup for the finals.
Tommy told us on the approach just after the 4 semifinalists had a chance to warm up on the TV pair. Didn't like his ball reaction very much. Not a great look. The first ball looked great.
It seemed like every ball I saw him throw on the right lane, he left a 2-pin. He came in light. But he gets the finish on the left lane.
A double to start today for Tommy Jones, who's coming off that Hammond, Indiana show we talked about, eventually won by Pete Weber. Tommy bowled just a 167. That's his lowest ever TV career output.
He did it on this same pattern.
On the Viper, 37 feet, and broke a 15-game TV win streak. He was 1 shy of the all-time record.
Well, the right lane is the tighter of the 2 lanes, or the slicker of the 2 lanes for the lefties. You saw it with Mike Scroggins. You now see it with Patrick Allen as he leaves the bucket. Not the easiest spare to convert because of that back pin, the 9-pin.
Got that long approach. Gets back as far as possible and covers nicely. This is 5th show of the season that is high on the PBA Tour, tying his career high from last year, his MVP season. His road to TV, qualified 14th out of the 7-game block to round of 64. And Amleto Monticelli, great match you and I saw here on Friday night. Amleto had quite a few friends in from Venezuela in the area who follow him. Big rooting section, but Patrick knocked him out in 7, and he gave out a huge whoop when he wrapped it up.
PA's known for doing that.
Yeah, Atlanta is what he said.
He likes to hoop it up.
Look out through the nose, and how about this spare coming out?
Well, he's a 2-4-7-10. Idea is to get the ball over to this side of the 2-pin, throw the 2 into the 10, and the ball will take out the 4-7.
Did not convert a single split all week.
Yeah, but he only left 7 of them.
As mentally tough as they come.
Of 7 of those at the first block of qualifying.
Oh, look out. Had some footwork issues and almost fell down.
That's a foul.
It's an open.
That's a foul, too,
yeah.
Dave. Anytime you go over the foul line, he came to a screeching halt right here, and he's lucky he stayed up. Wow. I mean, dead stuck. And then stepped in the gutter. Could have gotten hurt there. But right now, the only thing that hurts is his ego. He falls behind early to Tommy Jones.
Boy, disastrous frame there early for PA. We'll see if Jones can take advantage. For the turkey. Oh, he's dialed in, no question. This reminds me of Tulsa when he almost had a 300 game. Would have been the 17th in Denny's PBA Tour history on TV. And the first since Mika a couple years ago in Connecticut, where he beat Wes Malott.
Well, you know, we're getting used to seeing Tommy play this part of the lane, and I think it's a big advantage that Tommy got the ball the second match. You saw where Michael Fagan had to play, or at least tried to play, against Mike Scroggins. He's trying to play out. And I think the lanes now have settled down enough to where Tommy Jones has a good look from in.
To the front 4. Oh, that crosses over. Almost had a Brooklyn strike. In that match with Wes Malott, he shot 289. And his 11th ball up to the front 10. He had a 7-pin left up to miss out on the 300 that day.
It's just not a good shot here. Just pinched and grabbed and pulled left. And this week on the right side, you couldn't do that. When you did, it went Brooklyn almost all of the time. And if you were fortunate, you carried a strike.
You look down at his footwork, too, there, as he does convert the mark. What's happening on that lane with the footwork?
Well, apparently there's some tackiness on the approach towards the outside part, you know, towards the gutters. Normally the players shoot spares in warm-ups and always check the approaches. So quite honestly, I'm not sure why that happened. Unless got a lot of sweat going on, somebody's nervous, hits the lane or the approach, that can create a problem.
Well, if anyone here, Randy, can overcome the early issues, success on TV has been the story with Patrick Allen. 9-pin for him there stands. 14 TV shows over the last 3 years. That's tied for first on the tour, along with Chris Barnes and Mika Koivuniemi. And this is second career back-to-back TV show stint. Dallas, Birmingham last year, Birmingham and Atlanta this year. Look at the numbers for Jones. Wow. Best ever on TV. Tough to beat. There's the 9 for PA.
Yeah, the scores were low in the first match, 2-0 to 190. And depending on what Tommy Jones does, obviously a big lead now, but you can see that PA is struggling with the approaches, struggling to get his ball to hit the pocket. Keep in mind, this was the lowest scoring tournament to make it to the round of 32 that we've had all season. Just a little bit over a 208 average.
How big a factor, Randy, is Mike Scroggins bowling the first semifinal for Patrick Allen in terms of path to the pocket?
Well, if anything, it would be to Patrick's advantage because he hooks it more than Mike Scroggins. He can play just a little bit right of him and have a nice little look. And Mike Scroggins would be to the outside of PA, burning up or snow plowing a little path to the pocket. PA moves just to the inside of that. Should have a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, theoretically.
That goes into the adjustment process and the strategy these great bowlers have. Big lead. Nearing the midway point, the second semifinal for Jones. Didn't like it off the release at all.
Missed left on the left lane, missed right on the right lane. Remember, you get it too far to the right, it's Gonzola. And Tommy very fortunate that he doesn't have some friends hanging out with this 2-pin that he's going to leave right here. To a 10, big split. Instead, it's just 2-pin.
Just the 2. Could have been a lot worse. He knew it. You saw him putting the hands up there a moment ago. From Simpsonville, South Carolina, he and his wife, Kristen, who recently built a 5-bedroom house to help host their new baby, Ella Claire, who was born earlier than winter. She and Kristen are here today.
The only reason why Tommy missed the Greater Omaha Classic was because of that. And you look what he has done up until the Dick Weber Open. Truly amazing numbers. Great shot there. Getting back to that.
We'll finish the story on Tommy Jones. Great season for him. He's in the top 5 in points. Looks for a 3rd title of this season. He and Jason Couch each have 2 so far. More of this great semifinal coming right up. A nice look at downtown Atlanta, and it has been beautiful here the last couple days in terms of the weather. A little chilly, but boy, nice to see the sun for us Northeasterners on ESPN 6:30 Eastern Time.
I'd like to play you in a Skins game, just you and me.
Absolutely not. Got to give you a lot of strokes, pal. Big number. Speaking of big numbers, PA, Patrick Allen down 36, but he does work on a strike. His 6th frame forthcoming. Cut it to 26, which he does.
And I think right now PA is almost in a must-strike situation, having a chance of winning this. Of course, he can cut the deficit to 16, but he needs to strike right here.
Lost in that match to Brian Voss, 258, 198.
Move on this lane.
Big shot for PA. Looks for the turkey. Chance to cut it to 16 pins. Right back in the match. Not there. 2-4.
Yeah, that hold spot that they had throughout qualifying doesn't appear to be there on this lane. Either that or PA just needs to move deeper. Move more towards the inside part of the lane. Open it up just a hair. Try to find a little hold spot. Right now, he is in serious trouble against Tommy Jones. 6th frame. PBA 7th frame. Excuse me, Dave.
That's right. And Patrick, the last person who wants to even hear the word player of the year, the term Chris Schenkel MVP award that we have for our best player on tour. Trying to defend that title, of course, but he said, hey, 3 majors to go a long way. It's only week 13. I don't want to talk about it. The bottom line is he's right in the midst.
Come on.
Great numbers, certainly for Jones on TV. Can he continue the trend today? With shots like that? In all likelihood, yes.
Tommy Jones, the human ATM machine. This is what he's done this season in tournaments. First, 13th. Didn't bowl Greater Omaha Classic. 5th at the USBC Masters. 7th in Chicago the next week. 4th, 8th. And then he ran into a huge slump. 24th and 20th.
By his standards, at the start of the year, that is a slump. And remember, we talked to Tommy about adjustments. Had to do with his spine angle. A little too steep, right?
Yeah, he got over a little too early and got a swing too steep and started grabbing it.
Look at his coach, as he mentioned, that comes in high, though. Avoids a split. 6'10", only the 2 stand. It could have been a lot worse in his 8th frame.
Yeah, he gets a nice break here, just leaving the 6'10". And, you know, I made it to match play this week, and I kind of felt like this pattern forced you to kind of stay in a little track. And if you got it a little right of that track, it would hang. Sometimes wouldn't even hit the head pin. If you got a left of that track, forget about it. Never had any chance to stand on line. And talking with a couple of the other guys, you know, they felt the same way. You had to kind of keep it in that little track, no matter what direction or trajectory you're playing through the front part of the lane.
Looks like Tommy's made the proper adjustments. Nice week for you two, partner, as the commissioner's exemption. Family here to watch you. I'm sure it was a proud moment for you, and then as well as PA rebounds with a strike.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. It was a nice week, and thanks to Fred Schreier, commissioner, for giving me the opportunity to compete. It was a lot of fun while it lasted until I ran into a mauling courtesy of Wes Malott.
Wes did make the round of 8 before losing to Tommy Jones. The non-exempt qualifiers. Del Ballard made a show a few weeks back. Very emotional moment for him as he tried to get back to exempt status. Lonnie Walchek trying to regain his exempt status.
Sean Rash just missing out the match play portion of the tournament.
9th frame, double, chance for a 26-pin deficit.
Wow.
Instead, a 7-10 split.
This match is history. Patrick Allen, terrible break here. Never really recovered from sticking. Didn't really have that good a look. Made a couple of bad shots. And he's going to get beat by Tommy Jones.
Cannot convert to the 7-10. It's only been done 3 times on TV. Remember last year at this center, as we saw our flashback, Walter Williams Jr. completed the conversion of the Big Four. First time it had ever been done on TV. 4-7, 6-10. Not to be, though, for Patrick Allen. Jones is dialed in, and he will take it. It'll be Tommy Jones and Mike Scroggins in the final here in Atlanta. As Patrick Allen makes a show for a second straight week, his tour best 5th, but for a second straight event, he's KO'd in the semifinal. Help on that strike, and he now is officially through. He'll go for his 7th career title and 3rd of the season. He and Jason Couch are tied for the tour lead in that category, 2 apiece.
He may want to rethink which lane he finishes on for this title match. I mean, he's looked kind of suspect on this left lane. You see that, another light hit. He looked pretty good on the right lane. He may want to rethink it. He gets the choice because he was the number 2 qualifier.
Well, isn't this an interesting setup, Randy? We have the top 2 seeds out of qualifying. Mike Scroggins, Tommy Jones. It'll be the first time ever the top 2 seeds from the round of 64 have made the final. So one of the two will take home the championship. One down, one to go for Tommy Jones. As this one is over, we'll fast track through to the end of it. And Patrick Allen finishes up a great week, but he will not come away with his 7th career title. We've seen some tremendous bowling so far. And Tommy Jones wears a smile after a 235-177 win over Patrick Allen in the semis.
Pleasure to see you guys tonight.
He'll take on the lefty Mike Scroggins for the title. First, skills challenge coming your way. Yeah, you got to go over those pins and strike. Norm Duke, Mika, Koivuniemi. You won't want to miss it. Great stuff coming your way next. This is the 4th ever PBA event held here in the state of Georgia. It goes back to 1963, first time an event held in the Peach State. Norm Duke, our defending champ from last year, who will win next week in West Virginia. It's the West Virginia Championship on the Denny's PBA Tour. 2nd ever event held in the wild and wonderful state in the Mid-Atlantic. Sunday, 12:30 Eastern time, so note that start time, different from this week. Be sure to get that set, local coverage. Look it up in your area. Tommy Jones going to take on Mike Scroggins in the final today from Atlanta. Let's check out this week's skills challenge first. This week's Denny's PBA Tour skills challenge round of 8. Norm Duke, Mika, Koivuniemi. Nice matchup.
Let's throw one out of the towel for our high count, number 1.
All right, Randy, the old standby. Out of the towel. High count wins. He loves these shots.
He does. Real good with the towel.
Ball back. Hit it!
8-pin count, not bad. Each with the 6 titles. And the 2 majors. 9 pins, gets him a strike, takes a 1-strike lead.
One more.
Just a little light. I think Mika needed a little more abrasion on that towel.
Gotta check that towel cover stock.
Yes.
Pins with 2 rows in the top, 3 feet from the foul line. I'm gonna loft over it, it's gonna fall down, and I will strike.
Oh, you're stacking these.
That's gonna be easy.
I got no problem making these fall. I can almost reach them.
I know what Norm said, but what did Mika say?
It's got to go over the pins or through them. They've all got to be knocked down, and you got to strike.
Get lucky.
Oh, the pins are going down.
I think it certainly helps to be 6'5".
Norm at about 5'6". I don't think so. Is that legal?
I can't get
illegal, Dave. Can't use a chair.
I need a bar stool.
I'm not sure a bar stool helps, Norm. He likes to go through them. Oh, almost. But Mika gets the strike to even the match at 1 strike apiece.
All right.
The 7-10. 2 balls. This is difficult.
16-pounders.
Tough shot.
Baby. Come on, 1 turn.
Got him. Mika's got a match, or he's down 2 strikes to 1. No good.
Double gutter. See ya.
Norm takes his 2 strikes to 1 lead.
And that jaded applause for Mika.
Between a chair at a full rack. High count wins.
Back to the towel. The old standby. This ball's coming right at you. He pins, not bad. Mika's got a match.
Not his best, though. Mika may be getting dialed in with that towel.
He's had no practice today. He's through.
Run out to your local pro shop and buy as many towels as you can.
Now, the real challenge. Well, the match tied 2-2. Next strike wins. Got a ricochet off the spinning ball. Knocked both pins down the 7-10. This is tough. Does it! incredible.
I've seen Norm try this 100 times, and I think that's the first time I've ever seen him make it. Extremely difficult. Good luck, Mika.
Mika looks a little awkward, Randy, with a spin ball. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, not looking good.
But he's still alive. From the gutter, can he bank it off that ball and take down the 2 pins? No.
How do you say I just got whooped and finish?
It's over. Norm Duke takes care of Mika and advances to the next round. Next week, PBA Skills Challenge, Parker Bone III, Mike Machuga. We have some amazing trick shots coming your way. Can't wait to see it next week on the Denny's PBA Tour. Since the Denny's PBA Tour started match play back in 2001, never have we had the top 2 seeds head-to-head in a title match on TV, and that's exactly what we've got here. Scroggins, number 1. Jones, number 2. Only one can emerge a champion in Greater Atlanta. Find out who it is next. The winner will take home this trophy on Super Sunday. It'll be the Seahawks and the Steelers today. We shall find out later on, but first we crown a champion on the Denny's PBA Tour. Scroggins, Jones head-to-head. They are 1 and 2 in terms of the seedings. They are 2 and 3. Jones number 2 and Scroggins number 3 in terms of the points list. 2 of the best on tour head-to-head. Randy leading us to the Geico Championship recap.
All righty, Dave. In semifinal number 1, Michael Fagan had the match in hand until the 9th frame when he missed the baby split, giving Mike Scroggins a chance to double to the 10th. That's the second hit. He wins by the score of 209 to 196. Then in semifinal number 2, too much of the Jones Express. That strike in the 9th frame was all she wrote as he takes out Patrick Allen by the score of 235 to 177, setting up a great championship match.
At the top of the broadcast, he described Tommy Jones approaching the pocket like a bus. Jerome Bettis does. Great running back of the Steelers. He was just blitzing the rack today.
And just to clarify what I said earlier, Tommy Jones does not get the choice of starting lane. It was Mike Scroggins' choice. And interesting enough, Mike chose to let Tommy start, which makes Tommy finish. Nice break there. Which makes Tommy finish on the right lane. Apparently, Mike Scroggins not liking the right lane. He'll finish on the left lane.
High shot there for TJ to begin this match. A break with just the 1 pin standing. And their first ever TV head-to-head matchup comes today in Atlanta. And takes home the title. Each is exempt already. Jones has the 2 victories. Mike Scroggins won, of course, of the Masters, multi-year exemption. As we see the lane comparison. That's a big point, Randy, in terms of which lane Mike Scroggins elects to finish on. And ball reaction, late trip, all 10 down in the pit for Mike Scroggins.
Mike chooses to finish on the left lane. He struck out on the left lane, or at least doubled and got 9 to win his first match. And right here, showing a little bit of that Maple Moxie. Gets to finish on his good lane. And right now looking to take an early lead with a double.
That's my favorite of your expressions. Maple Mox.
You like that?
Oh, absolutely.
If I only knew what it meant.
Ball change. 7 pin for Scroggins. Second frame.
Weak 7 too. The 4 pin just kind of laid in the gutter there. And you heard Mike Scroggins say that was weak. He needs to find a way or a bowling ball that'll face up a little bit stronger in the 1-2 pocket.
Solid on the 7 pin today after those troubles in Mechanicsburg earlier in the season in the first half of our year. It's a guy who won 197 events between his first and second Denny's PBA Tour titles. Just amazing as he does some work on the ball.
Going to change some tape. Sometimes throughout a match, your thumb could swell or actually shrink.
Won his first title in '92, then not again till 0304. Jones has all 10 down. And now Scroggins has been one of the best on tour the last couple of years. Become a real star, leading us to the Ace Hardware matchup of our championship round.
Well, and you can see that both of these players are trying to get into the top 4 for the World Championships. Both of them have 4 TV appearances and lots of cash.
Great numbers. Jones has the 2 wins, along with Couch, each the 2 victories. Top on tour, second in rankings, second in money, 4th in average. Scroggins third on tour at points, 1st in money, 1st in average. Crossing over, Brooklyn strike. Well, the late hit on number 6, down she goes. And sometimes you'll take a little luck.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and this shot he was. You notice Tommy trying to move deeper, and on this oil pattern this week, that wasn't always the answer. And I think the next move that Tommy makes on that left lane is probably right with a lot of speed and much straighter.
Just did not hit the pocket the right way.
First match, you wouldn't even hook there.
It didn't even hit the pocket. I mean, that ball duck hooked in the back part of the lane. He said the first match, it wouldn't even hook from there. Lane's transitioned quickly this week. The short pattern. Guys playing all over the place. But again,
nicely.
But again, getting back, I mean, Mike Scroggins averaged 237 in match play. You don't average 237 moving all over the place. You have a good look, you stay on top of that, and you pound the pocket to death. Not the story today.
Versatility, a big aspect of Mike Scroggins' game, trying to become more so. Talked about him being, relatively speaking, a one-dimensional bowler. He does prefer the shorter oil patterns, though. Told us that. Going to take some adjustment here. And again, that's not the right hit.
And he prefers the short patterns because look how straight he throws it. I mean, he likes that back-end reaction. And the guys that look for hold, that like to have a little bit of hold, they need a little bit more help to get their ball to turn over, and that's why he likes the shorter patterns. He liked last week's pattern where he made it to match play. And, you know, anytime Mike Scroggins can stay the outside part of the lane, and find or create a little bit of hold, he's going to be tough.
And this is 4th show. Scroggins bidding for his 2nd title. And he told us it's a dream come true just to be considered for Player of the Year. Well, a victory today could really propel him toward that end. He and Jones in a good match. We are getting set for the conclusion of the Bear Atlantic Classic in Norcross, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. Denny's PBA Tour stop. Mike Scroggins, Tommy Jones head-to-head. Winner takes home $40,000. Each already is exempt for next year, thanks to their earlier wins. But a tour title is big, puts him up the front-runner position for Player of the Year. So a lot at stake today. Look out. Light swish zone hit way off the mark. What happened there?
Oh, boy.
Bad shot.
Really good.
He threw it way too far right, threw it too hard, missed his target. Just a bad shot out of the break on what I think is his good lane. Cut that huge break going Brooklyn, tripping the 6-pin for a double. Right there was his chance to capitalize on that.
1-2-4-8 for the bowler, who not only has an 80% on multi-pin conversion spares, which he does, but we showed you earlier his incredible stat, 800 winning percentage on TV, the best in tour history for those who have competed at least 9 times on television. He is awfully tough to beat under the bright lights of TV. But he's in quite a tussle here in the finals.
And he's going to go to a much smoother reacting ball on this left lane and see if he can't somehow find the 1-3 pocket. Problem is when you start making changes like this and it doesn't work, sometimes it's big open frames. Wow. Almost.
He nearly crossed over the head pin again. Gets a break, gets all 10 down.
This ball's not going to hook as much, so he's got to keep it a little bit tighter, but a little too far to the left could spell disaster. It almost does. Tommy does, or has a nice thing happen to him by tripping out the big 4.
Scroggins finds the pocket first time in several shots. All 10 down for Mike Scroggins. Opportunity here for Mike Scroggins. Even things up. Strike here will tie it. Looks for the double, 6th frame.
Are you kidding me?
No, we're not. 7-10 instead.
That rack's horrible. Well, I wonder why I didn't take a re-rack.
It's been a long time.
Big 4 was made in this building. Anything
Yes,
possible.
It was. Just take the 7 open frame. At this stage of the match can be deadly for Mike Scroggins. We'll see if Tommy Jones can take advantage. The door wide open now for him. Look at the lead. Suddenly balloons to 22 pins, and he's working on a strike. Chance for a 32 pin advantage.
All right, get this one close.
I just made mention of it as Turtle Walker, Joe. I didn't
Great champions take advantage of opponents' mistakes, and that's just what Jones has done.
Yeah, good call there. You notice that that ball didn't get as far right, so it got to the hook spot and then reacted off of it. Well, I'll tell you what, when Tommy Jones's ball hits the pocket, not a whole lot left.
Look at the numbers for Tommy Jones. That includes a 15-match TV win streak. He's now up to 22 after the semifinal victory already today. Over Patrick Allen, Pete Weber ended the streak just one shy of tying the all-time record. Held by Jim Penchak in the early 90s. Ball change again, different lane, 7 pins, so he's rotating balls now.
Well, no, it was the same ball that he used the last shot where he went a little high and he tripped out that big foot right on that lane. And that was a pretty good shot there. And there's not a lot of times where Tommy Jones's ball comes in a light pocket or half pocket and he doesn't just clear the deck. So a little unfortunate there of only leaving or leaving the 7 pin. But now I think he's got a really good idea of what he needs to do on that left lane. And that spells trouble for Mike Scroggins.
He's already matched his career high. 4th TV appearance as Tommy Jones. Scroggins needs a big rally right now. 7th frame. That's a start.
Re-rack. Well, there's a re-rack that I think Mike probably should have taken in the 6th frame.
ESPN's coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour rolls on. Coverage of the West Virginia Championship, 2nd ever event held in that state on the PBA Tour in history. Greatest bowlers in the world. We'll go for it at Emerson Lanes for a piece of the $232,000 prize. 12:30 Eastern. Note the different start time for next week from this week. This on Super Sunday, special 5 Eastern start time. It's all coming your way from Parkersburg, West Virginia. All 10 down.
Yeah, when you hit them there, they're going to go down. I don't know if the re-rack was just out of frustration or what. Or maybe Mike Scroggins may be one of those guys out here that just doesn't think or doesn't believe in re-racks. Or maybe he just doesn't feel no matter what he does, that rack's going to look bad to him on that left lane.
Lane breakdown for Tommy Jones, Randy.
Well, it started out this right lane wasn't his friend, but I think he's found a home there. As long as he doesn't get it too far to the right, he's fine. Bingo. Oh, my.
He almost himself. Instead, all 10 down in the pit for Jones.
I mean,
wow.
This hit is disturbing. Watch this. It's like pocket 7-10, pins flying everywhere, and then nothing. He kind of looks back and goes, don't tease me.
He'll take it. Inches closer to the title. Got a max score of 245. Scroggins just at 224 right now. 9th frame, looks for the double. 31 pin lead.
Wow.
Has a big strike.
And I told you, it looked like he was getting dialed in on that lane. He went high, then he went light, and he goes, okay, something right in between the two. And that puts Tommy Jones into the 220s. Watch this. Tommy Jones goes 9 spare strike in the 10th frame. He shoots 224. Mike Scroggins can strike out for 224, but not now.
Leaves the 7-pin. Just about does himself in. It's close to being over. 32-pin lead. Jones just trying to stay clean here and wrap up a third title. It will be the first ever for one of the top 2 seeds out of the qualifying blocks. That will be the Denny's PBA Tour best number 3 championship of the year. For Tommy Jones, a big South Carolina fan.
Well, you can see Mike Scroggins is disgusted. I mean, he turned his back on that one as soon as it left his hand, knowing that it was high flush. And quite honestly, I don't blame him. You know, he's bowled a pretty strong game, considering the fact that, you know, he's not playing the lanes the way he played them all week long. He's made the adjustment. He's made some good shots, and all he has to show for it is another strike or two to shoot 2-0.
Way light on that hit. On the washout. It's been a pretty good week, though, for the guy from Amarillo, Texas. Northwest part of that state. 4 hours from Oklahoma City, 5 from Albuquerque. And his brother Mark, collegiate coaches, too.
Thanks, guys.
And a great week finishes up for Scroggins, pretty much. He's got to keep behind the line. Tommy Jones will wrap it up. Which he does. Seventh career title for the guy they call Buckshot. From Simpsonville, South Carolina, Tommy Jones, a champion again. We had some real heavyweights here on Super Sunday, Randy. Seattle and Pittsburgh, the 2 best in the NFL battle. We had some of our best on tour. And who's the man that rises to the top? Tommy Jones. And there's wife Kristen and Ella Claire.
What they're all about right here.
She doesn't know what Daddy just did, but someday they'll watch the tape and say, that was me, and Daddy, that was you. A champion. Big victory for TJ and his family. Thanks to a 224-191 win over Mike Scroggins, Tommy Jones, 7th career title, 3rd of the season, a tour best. He is now number 1 on the Denny's PBA Tour in points, and he's joined by Randy Peterson.
Thanks, Dave. Tommy Jones, congratulations. How would you best describe the feeling of winning your 3rd title of the season?
Well, I was very fortunate today. Scroggs bowled a better game than I did the last game. I just caught all the breaks, and you know sometimes it goes that way. They played a little different in the set today than they did all week, and Patrick and Scroggs had a little bit different than during the week. So did I, and I just managed to get through it.
Tommy, you made a big ball change there, about the 6th frame. What was going through your mind when you made that move?
Hit the one in the middle.
It paid off.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do, so I just made a ball change and fortunately made a good shot.
Thanks, Tommy. Dave?
Congratulations to Tommy Jones. The West Virginia Championship from Parkersburg, West Virginia. Wild and Wonderful are headed there for the 2nd time in tour history next week. Note the start time, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 on the West Coast. No doubt about it, Tommy Jones now the front runner for the Chris Schenkel Award, Player of the Year. There are 3 majors left, but he's number 1 in tour points and victories. Tremendous win today here in Atlanta. His 3rd of the season, 7th of his career. He has been just brilliant all year long. We had a star-filled field today with Mike Scroggins, Patrick Allen, and Tommy Jones, along with Michael Fagan in his 2nd TV appearance. But in the end, the guy to stand tallest, Tommy Jones. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Now for the entire crew, my partner Randy Peterson, it's Dave Ryan saying so long. What a moment for the Jones family from Simpsonville, South Carolina. Baby Ella Claire, she loves it.